Our new constitution has strengthened and properly entrenched our government structure. Checks and balances that ensure discipline and good governance have been clearly defined. According to our constitution, it should never be business as usual. An important section of the katiba in chapter 6 talks of integrity and the quality of good leaders. Kenya needs to be a country where the basics of ethics, tolerance, focus, and enhancement of unity are the main lyrics by the leaders and the people in positions of influence. Let me repeat that. Kenya needs to be a country where the basics of ethics, tolerance, focus, and enhancement of unity are the main lyrics by all leaders and people in positions of influence. We have to say no to hatred, to prophets of tribalism, to corrupt people, and to people whose focus is on what sets us apart than what brings us together. To this end, people in government or positions of influence who preach intolerance and use tribalism as a weapon to advance their own arguments should not be allowed to continue serving in positions of leadership. It is quite a shock that a commissioner of a constitutional body in our country would voice an opinion that paints one tribe in our country negatively in a way that creates intolerance and, in extent, promotes hatred. We have just come from the darkest period of our country, where polarization and tribalism led to abuses of human rights of our people. The blood of our children, mothers, brothers, sisters, and fathers of our beloved country colored the ground as people were attacked just because of their beliefs, their political positions, and also mostly because of their tribes. It is, for lack of better words, for example, to say that it is flabbergasting, shocking, amazing, astounding, and even scary that a commissioner of human rights actually promotes views that can be understood to promote tribal differences similar to those witnessed during and before the post-election violence. We should all ask ourselves, if the person given the task of defending our human rights is actually promoting division and intolerance, who then will protect the innocent children of our country? Our commissioner should know that no one sends a postcard requesting which tribe to be born or where to be born. Every Kenyan has a right to aspire, to dream, and to seek to achieve personal growth. It does not matter where you are born, it does not matter what tribe you are, it does not matter what gender you are, it does not matter what race you are, it does not matter what religious background you are, it does not even matter whether you are fat, thin, tall, or short. What matters is that you are a Kenyan. If you are a Kenyan, you are a Kenyan, and you should walk proudly with no apologies in this great land, because this is a new Kenya, ni Kenya mpya. Therefore, we call upon Commissioner Mr. Hassan Omar Hassan to do the honorable thing, and in keeping with chapter 6 of our constitution, to step aside and even better resign, for he has violated our constitution. The integrity chapter of our katiba is clear that Mr. Hassan should, as per section 73, subsections 1, 5, promote public confidence in the integrity of the office. He has also failed to uphold the requirement of section 73, subsection 2b, that requires that a government official to be a person who exercises, and I quote, objectivity and impartiality in decision making, and in ensuring that decisions are not influenced by nepotism, favoritism, and other improper motives or corrupt practices. Therefore, it is not just the government of Kenya, it is the new Kenya. And more so, it is our new constitution that is saying that Mr. Hassan Omar Hassan has no place in today's reality. He should resign or be removed from his responsibilities immediately. All Kenyans who love our country and who want a clear break from the past should all rise up and say no to prophets of impunity and to any person who preaches intolerance, promotes hate, and who is not keeping the reality of a new Kenya. Kwa ufupi, kwa lugha ya Kiswahili ni kusema kwamba katiba yetu mpya imeweza kuongoza na kudhibiti na kufanya uongozi katika nchi yetu uwe ni uongozi ambao ni wa kudumu na uongozi mwema. Katika katiba yetu mpya kuna sehemu ya mlango wa 6 ambao unataja kuhusu tabia na mienendo ya wafanyikazi wa umma na viongozi katika nchi yetu. Inasema kwamba tunataka watu ambao ni watu ambao hawaenezi chuki, watu ambao hawaenezi ukabila, watu ambao si watu wana ufisadi, watu ambao wanajielekeza katika njia ambayo inafaa. Tunajua kwamba tunataka kiongozi yote katika nchi yetu au ni kiongozi ambaye kweli ni kiongozi ambaye anapoongea jambo lolote analofanya ni jambo ambalo kweli la kuongoza na la kudhibiti hali ya amani na upendo katika nchi yetu. Hatutaki viongozi ambao kweli wanaanza kukurukakara zao za kusema mambo ambao kweli yeta utengano. Tunajua kwamba katika nchi yetu tumeenda na tumekuwa na shida tofauti. Katika mwaka 2007 2008 tuliona shida nyingi za ukabila ambazo tuliziona zimetokea na zikaenda kwa muda mrefu mpaka tukawa na zile shida tulizokuwa nazo za watu kuuawa. Damu za watoto wetu, damu za kina mama, damu ya dada zetu, ndugu zetu, baba zetu zilimwagika kwa sababu ya kabila zao na kwa sababu ya kuchukuliwa kuwa walikuwa naunga upande mmoja au mwingine wa siasa, jambo ambalo lilikuwa mbaya sana. Kwa hivyo ni jambo ambalo linatupa shauku na tutisha, jambo ambalo kweli linatupa kweli kupigwa na mazingaombwe kujua kwamba mmoja wetu ambaye anapaswa kuwa anatetea haki za kibinadamu analitoa maoni ya ukabila, ya kusema kabila moja limefanya hivi na hivi katika njia ambayo kweli itaweza kulete utengamano na chuki katika nchi yetu. Tunasema kwamba hatutaki watu wenye tabia hizo. Kwa hivyo tunamuuliza Commissioner Hassan Omar Hassan ajiuzulu mara moja. Tunaomba na tunamuuliza Commissioner Hassan Omar Hassan ajiuzulu mara moja kwa sababu amekiuka katiba yetu mpya. Katiba yetu mpya imesema kwamba haitaki viongozi ambao wanaeneza chuki, viongozi ambao wanaeneza ukabila, viongozi ambao wanaeneza fitina ambayo inaweza kuwatenganisha watu katika nchi yetu. Katiba yetu ukiangalia katika sehemu ya 73.15 inasema kwamba viongozi wote wanapaswa kuwa katika ofisi ambao wanaofanya kazi ambayo inaunua mamlaka ya ofisi hiyo. Tunaona ya kwamba matamshi yake kweli yamekeuka ofisi yake. Pia tunajua kwamba katiba yetu katika ukurasa wa 73.2 sehemu ya section 2 ukurasa B unasema kwamba tunataka viongozi ambao kweli hawana ukabila, hawana mapendeleo na ambao hawafanyi mambo kwa njia ambayo kweli itayaribu nchi yetu. Kwa hivyo sio serikali tu bali ni Kenya mpya na katiba yetu ambayo inasema ya kwamba bwana Hassan Omar Hassan hana nafasi katika nchi yetu katika hali ya uongozi. Ajiondoe mara moja, ndio tuseme ya kwamba tutaki watu ambao wana ukabila na fitina za ukabila na fitina za kuwatenganisha watu wetu katika nchi yetu. Asante. Kwa hiyo machache nitachukua maswali mawili tu peke yake alafu tuweze kuendelea. Pale nyuma tuambie nyumba yako unaoifanyia kazi na jina lako.
I'm called Rajab. I work with the Star newspaper.
Yes, Bwana Rajab.
I'm familiar with the article you're referring to. And in your own words, you're saying resigns. Is it because whatever he was expressing in the article was not a fact? Because as you've said, it is as if everything is okay. This country is, just wanted to know in your own assessment, where are we on achieving tribal balance in the government portfolios?
I think the Katiba has been very clear in talking about governance and about achieving balance. And that is why you've seen special criteria being set up every time there's been new appointments and appointments in government. It is one thing to point out what is happening. It's another thing to point out things in a manner to suggest tribal intolerance. And I think we do not need to get caught up in tribal intolerance. You're using the same argument that people are using during the civil rights movement to actually put down black people, saying, isn't it true that we've got more black people in jail than other people? Is it true that this? What we are saying is that it does not matter the situation. No leader should come out there and speak in a manner that can lead people to rise up against other people.
Does it mean that the leaders should keep quiet when the
it does not matter leaders should be quiet, but there are different ways of promoting and enhancing and the way you put things.
How will they tackle this issue of tribalism, the leaders, if they can't speak about it?
There are different channels. I think here you're speaking on behalf of Mr. Hassan Omar Hassan, but I think it's a very serious matter that has even gone to the court of law. And what we are saying here, ndugu yangu, is that as a leader, you have to watch what you say. It is that kind of talk that led to people. I don't know, my brother, whether you know people died in this country, women and children, because of tribal intolerance. So we have to balance. It is not what you say. It is as a leader, how do you say it, and who do you say it to? Very relevant questions, by the way, my brother. So I'm just telling you. Yes?
My name is Milton Nyakundi from KBC.
Yes,
mine is vis-a-vis what Commissioner Hassan Omar said. Obviously, everybody feels this is a fact. That is where we are as a country. But how then do we address these issues from a government perspective?
Well,
so
I don't know whether you've read this article. It is not what he said, actually. It's actually the way he put it. That's a problem. There's one way you can tell somebody that you need new clothes, or you can insult them and tell them they're walking around with their genitals hanging out. There's a different way of putting things, and that's very critical. There's a way you can say things to bring people together, and there's a way you can say things to actually tear people together, tear people apart. And when you say facts, it depends on how facts are presented. If you present what is information that does not capture the essence of reality from all sides, then already you're committing a crime, or you're committing a misnomer under the Constitution of this Kenya. Because a public official should not lie. You should actually present the full picture and show people exactly the reality on the ground as it is. Not take one section and actually highlight things, leaving things out to paint a certain picture, exaggerate a certain perspective. And that's what you as a media house need to do, is look at everything and then look at what is said and the reality on the ground.
Okay,
I think there was somebody...
I hadn't quite finished.
Yes.
Kindly. The other thing I wanted to point out is obviously how then do we address the ethnic imbalance that there is in government appointments, and how do we achieve that diversity as envisaged in the Constitution? And lastly,
yes,
how do we ensure that you're asking Hassan Omar to resign, but what is the due process? Should he not resign? What then are the alternatives?
Very good questions. Yes, and I think it's the same question our brother there was asking from the start. And it's very clear. When you're a government official, there are different channels you use. We know that these issues of imbalances are issues that are being handled by the President and the Prime Minister every day. We've got the new appointments, we've got the new corrections, we've got the new commissions, we've got the new public service commissions like the police one, the new public service commission. All these are bodies being put together, the new remuneration body, to correct all these things. So we're going through a transition period of in our country where we need to correct all and any manner of injustices that are there. As we do that, we need to be sensitive to the realities on the ground. When you point out that a certain tribe should be excluded from A, B, C, D duties, you're telling children who are that tribe, who did not send a postcard to be born, that they should be left out just because they happen to be of that tribe, which I think is wrong, because you never asked to be born of a certain tribe. So you should not be punished because you are of a certain tribe, or excluded or favored because of a certain tribe. And that's what we are trying to say. You do not correct a wrong with a wrong. And that's the main point. You don't correct an evil with an evil.
Naam, kwa majina naitwa Christopher Nyamta, natokea Baraka FM. Ningependa kujua tafsiri ya serikali kuhusiana na shughuli ya upomoaji ambayo imekuwa ikishuhudiwa kule Mombasa.
Mambo tofauti yameendelea. Sijapata ripoti kabisa ya kuhusu upomoaji ambao unaendelea kule Mombasa, lakini nilikuwa nimepata ripoti ya kwamba kulikuwa na maandamano kadhaa yalikuwa yametokea. Bado nitapata ripoti alafu tutaweza kukuelezea. Kwa hivyo sina ripoti ya haswa ni jambo gani limetokea, lakini tujua kwamba kawaida serikali inabomoa kulingana na sheria na kulingana na vile koti imeamua ama imeamuru. Ni jambo ambalo nitachunguza alafu tutaweza kukuambia. Tutaweza kueleza baadaye. Basi kwa machache nimesema asante sana. Swali lako la mwisho basi kama ajuzulu basi tutajua vile mikakati ambayo itaweza kuchukuliwa na kuhakikisha kwamba tunataka watu ambao kweli wanafuata sheria. Unajua, it's not good to excuse impunity at all at this time. You know, we need to actually move away from that kind of thinking, because today it's your tribe, tomorrow it's your tribe, tomorrow it's your tribe, tomorrow it's your tribe. We need to not look at people from a tribal aspect whatsoever. We need to correct these things so that we can be able to move, so that children of this country grow knowing that they are children of this country, regardless of which tribe they come from. They are not discriminated, they are not pushed aside, they are not attacked because of their tribe. Thank you, and God bless you.